All right, traders, starting off our day here, Tuesday, August 12th. We're looking at the overnight session here. We have a small trading range and a strong spike out. When you see a strong spike like this, it can mean that there's a completely different market structure now. So when you see a break of this channel and push to new extreme, you know that that market structure has played out. That's at the point where you start looking for another market structure. And as you can see, I drew this channel here, expecting it to reverse down. And it did, but then we had another strong spike up and then a stronger channel down. So once I saw this stronger channel, it's not comparative to this one getting a new low. So I drew a new channel and we had a break. Second entry short at EMA here, but it's an inside bar and it's directly at market open. So you want to skip those trades. We have a technical new low, strong spike up back above EMA, showing that the bullish pressure has played out. The bullish bias is no longer in play. We're looking for either a wider up channel if this continues to work higher after a break in new extreme, which it didn't. We had a break out of this channel, pushed a new extreme. Then I started looking for another market structure. Strong spike down, drew a channel. We had a break of that channel. You could have considered a second entry short here if it did form, but it didn't. Pushed a new low, and then we had this strong spike up that it looks like this wider channel or trading range came into effect here because we had a breakout pullback pattern. So it's looking more bearish than anything. You can see all of this empty space. You have to ask yourself why we didn't bounce here, or even from here push all the way back up to this key level up here. So it looks like we're going to continue working lower. Definitely some bearish imbalance. I'm going to be patient, maybe look for a wider channel, something like this. It's a little too broad right now, but it does fit pretty well. So we're just going to wait patiently, see what the market wants to give us. All right, guys, coming back as I just tried to enter this trade here. It's a second entry short failure. So we have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. I tried to get triggered right above this bar here at the close of this bar, but as you can see, it just spiked up without me, which is fine. The reason I was expecting that to go higher is we have this downtrend working lower, break, push to new extreme. That means all the bearish pressure has played out. This trading range probably wants to break back into it. Like I said, most failed breakouts occur, after the channel breaks or the trading range breaks. You break out of the support or the resistance, it will pull back into range. And like I said earlier, the failed second entries are perfect reversal patterns to consider. This was 8 ticks risk, perfect bar, right off the EMA, that strong rejection. And as you can see, it worked higher like we expected it to. So now that we just broke this channel, I'm looking for a second entry long at EMA to test new high of this uptrend. All right, we got a second entry long. We had a break above this bar here, but as you can see, it's an inside bar, so I have to skip this personally. It's pretty good context though. We had this shorter channel, break, pushed to new low. That means all the bear pressure has played out. If you're a little bit more riskier of a trader, you can consider this, but I need to sit on my hands here. We might be able to get a higher low here though. Tried to get filled on this higher low. It left without me. Had a gap. It opened right above that bar and just continued to push higher. Unfortunately, I got no fill on that. All right, we have break, push to new extreme. So after this uptrend played out, we know that the bullish pressure is done. So we're waiting for more market context to see where the market wants to go now. You have to keep control of your emotions in times like this. Missing 2 trades that are perfect. I mean, they align with my rules perfectly. I just didn't get filled on them. I can't come into the market expecting to take a trade. When I do, I end up taking trades that aren't high probability. But if I come into the market not expecting to take a trade, then it's trades like these that call out to me. And then when I see them, I'm able to execute with confidence because I know I should be doing nothing else but entering that trade. Now that I've missed these 2 trades, that's completely fine. I'm just going to go back to waiting for the next one. It's the beginning of the day, so lots of price action is going to form. I just have to sit on my hands, be patient, and wait for another high probability trade like these 2 and potentially get filled. But if I lose my control and I get all upset that I missed these 2 trades, then I could end up taking some stupid second entry long at the EMA here when all uptrends played out. All right, after you see a channel make a new extreme and then it rejects off EMA and then pushes higher again, you can start to look for a wider channel, maybe something like this, because we have to account for the extra push up. So we'll see if we get some rejection here. We'll see if this channel holds. Just being patient. So we started consolidating. After this bar formed here, I thought we were going to bounce off of this bottom trend line. We just formed this bar and ended up breaking out. So after this little consolidation, you can see a failed breakout, pullback, test of that support, and then push back below EMA here. We are in this wider trading range here. So potentially we could spike back down here, retest these lows. Just got to be patient and see what's going to happen. All right, important point to make here. We had a couple of good short options here, but we know that this uptrend needs new high, so you have to be patient here. If anybody would have taken any of these, they would have gotten stopped out. This one's still safe. It's kind of like a breakout pullback of this small consolidation. But with all the bullish pressure we have in the market right now and this uptrend needing new high after the break, you really don't want to go short here. I'm considering maybe some kind of failed second entry short or second entry long or something to test new high. New high just as we expected. All right, zooming out, it definitely looks like a trading range. We had this wider downtrend working lower, break, pushed a new extreme, failed breakout, push back into the range with this strong spike back up, break, push to new extreme. So I'm expecting if it doesn't continue to push higher, if it does continue to push higher, maybe we can draw like some spike in channel, something like this. But that is unconfirmed right now, so still just waiting. I'm expecting it to find bounce here, or maybe even another failed breakout at the top and then push back down to this support level. All right, guys, we had this failed breakout right here, but EMA held, so it's making me want to consider potential wider uptrend, something like this maybe. See how it fits. Potentially something like this. Looks like it might fit pretty good, but it's not confirmed yet, so I'm just being patient, waiting to see if it gets confirmed. All right, guys, coming back as if I have entered this trade. Ooh, it's not looking too good. It's a second entry long off of this key entry point and an uptrend. Hopefully this works out. A good trade. We have this smaller downtrend working lower, break, push to new extreme, so all the bear pressure played out. I just have to hold this here. It's right off of this key entry point. Good enough setup in my book. All right, we got the scalp. It automatically moves my stop to break even. This is 16, so I scalped out 2 contracts at 8. This is 16, and then this is 32 for a max profit of 1,500. Let's see what the market wants to do here. Just a few more ticks. Hopefully we can push through that 16 there. One more tick. All right, guys, we got the 16. I'm going to move my stop to 8, lock in another extra $200 of profit. Hopefully we push up here to this 32, though. Hoping for a big bull spike here. It's looking pretty bullish. If it comes back and stops me out at 8, that's fine. Still $600. All right, guys, I went ahead and moved my stop to 16 because we had a break above this bar. Strong bull bar here. I'm hoping we can push up to this 32, but if it stops me out at this 16, that is, what was that, 2, 4, I think that's 600, maybe even 800, I don't know. Hopefully it pushes up to that 32, though. Looking now, if there is a break here, we do have a new high. I'm not 100% sure if there's a break here, but we are at these highs here, so we might find rejection and get stopped out here. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, I got stopped at the 16. Overall, good trade. I liked it. It's a little bit more risky going off of the trend line like that instead of finding something at the EMA. Let's turn that off. So as you can see here, we have a downtrend working lower, break pushed into extreme, so we know that the bearish pressure played out. And then you have this big strong bull bar rejection off of this trend line here. So I entered with an 8-tick limit. It was a little bit sketchy seeing this big bear bar form off of the rejection of the EMA. That's why it's a little bit more risky. You want to really find something above EMA to confirm this. But it was good enough for me to risk it, and it ended up working out. Alright guys, we had a second entry long form here. We have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. I have to skip this though. As you can see, we have consecutive highs here. Just keep testing this level and breaking back below. Looks like with the trade that I did take, getting stopped at 16 was the best. I think it would have stopped me out at 8 with this bar here. So taking my profits off the table right there worked out. Alright guys, that second entry long ended up working. But we can't take that just because it worked in hindsight. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. When you see the market starting to make these consecutive highs at some sort of resistance here, especially in an uptrend like this, it most of the time starts to show that it's about to break out. Like you can see here, we started to consolidate at the top of this channel, and it ended up breaking out of the channel. So, I mean, I can see why a more advanced trader would take it, but I had to skip that. It's just too much conflicting bias here. I need to be patient. Alright guys, we got a pretty strong uptrend working higher here. Haven't been drawing my little short-term downtrends. Looking for the corrections. You know, after the break, pushed a new low, we know that the bearish pressure played out, so we can start looking for longs. But I'm about to take my break. I'm going to go for about an hour, catch my breath, take a walk or something. It's getting pretty slow now. The ATR is 1.8. I saw it go down to 1.5 earlier, so it's definitely slowing down. I'm not expecting to take any more trades today, but I'll catch you guys after my break. All right, guys, just came back from my break. We have this really strong uptrend working higher. Break, pushed a new extreme. I think I'm going to call it here for the day. Let's see, let's zoom out here. So overall, pretty bullish. At the beginning here, I thought we were definitely going to have some more bearish pressure, but we broke back into this range after this failed breakout and continued working higher and actually formed this really nice channel. There was these two trades in the morning. I tried to get filled on these two. Looking back, this one's a little bit more risky because it's so far away from the EMA. Let's zoom into that one. As you can see, like the wick is barely touching the EMA here and the body is way up here. So if you're a more advanced trader, you can consider. It is a higher low confirming the second entry long. This uptrend needs new highs, so you can definitely consider something like that. And then we continue working higher. We had a small consolidation, another little short downtrend, break new low, and then we had this initial channel break and new high, and then we bounced off of EMA. Support held right here, and this was supposed to be a failed breakout of this range, and it was a breakout pullback, and we kept working higher after this new high was created for this uptrend here. And when you see that, you can start to look for another channel, another wider channel, if it continues working up. And then after that, we just kept making consecutive highs. And I really like this channel because if you put one right here in the middle, you can see how it finds, you know, support or resistance at this midline here. That's another technique that you can use to confirm the channels that you use. And yeah, we kept working higher. Ever since my break, it's been real slow. ATR is at 1.9 now. But I'm going to call it there with my one trade. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with your trading.